Guys, this is Mr. Mouth, and we're talking about the Excalibur Warframe. And the Excalibur Warframe is a starting, or sorry, a quote-unquote starting Warframe that people were offered alongside the Rhino, the Mag, and the Volt. I'm pretty sure is one you can use. Now, I chose Excalibur because he's a pretty simple-looking Warframe. He looks pretty basic, and it looks like he has a bit of an emphasis on melee combat due to the nature of his skills, I guess. So first, to talk about his skills, because it's probably the one thing that people want to know about. And so he has 4 skills. He has Slash Dash, Radial Blind, Super Jump, and Radial Javelin. Now, I'll be showing footage of all these skills and their application. Of course, I'll be adding any kind of tidbits of notes or information about the skills that you can possibly use yourself and whatnot. So first, let's talk about Slash Dash. And now the upgrade text says that you can boost his ability to increase the distance and distance traveled and the damage dealt. And what it does, I should have said this before, is that the Warframe will dash forward and slash any who gets in its way. Now this move is a very cheap move, and of course it's even cheaper once you put it on a template that has the mark on it. So usually it'd be a 3, but once you put it on a mark, you'll put it on 2. And here's a live use of this move in gameplay, and I'll show you a secondary utility that you can apply this move to as a gap closer.
No detection from ship's sensors. Unauthorized life forms detected. You've been seen. Ready your weapon.
Now I'll talk about Radial Blind. Radial Blind is a very simple move. It emits a bright flash of light, blinding all enemies in a small radius for several seconds. And the upgrade text says, boosting this ability increases its area of effect and the duration of blindness. Now what this means is that, well, if you use this move, it will basically blind all the enemies around you in a small area for now, because of course you can upgrade it to make it larger, and they'll be CC'd in place, stunned for about, I think, 2 to 3 seconds, or 4 seconds. It's quite a long CC. And of course you can use this move to blind enemies that are chasing you, or maybe you're playing the Infestation and you have a lot of claw type things chasing you, so you can use this to blind them, and of course you get some breathing room. Here, next move is called Super Jump. Super Jump is Excalibur launches into the air, jumping 3 times higher than normal, and boosting this ability increases the jump height. Now, Super Jump is pretty much a useless move in my opinion, but of course anyone can use any mod you want, so it's up to you how you want to view this move. But here is Super Jump in live application. And now Radial Javelin. Radial Javelin is the last move in the Excalibur spellbook, and it's probably the strongest move that I've seen on the game so far, because it's pretty cool to be honest, and of course if you upgrade it, it's pretty devastating like any other move in the game. Now the text says it launches javelins towards enemies, dealing high damage and impaling them to walls. And the upgrade text says boosting this ability increases its area of effect and the number of javelins that are fired. Before I show you the live gameplay of this move, apparently if you combine this move with the Mag's bullet attractor, you can get all the javelins to hit one target as well. So keeping that in mind, if you have a party of Excalibur and Mag, apparently you can target a boss, for example, and nail him with a Radial Javelin, and it'll be pretty ridiculous as a boss killer move. Anyways, here's this move in live application. Anyways, but my real favorite move is probably Slash Dash. Is the only move that we'll actually use as far as the Excalibur's moves go. Anyways, now I'll talk about how I build my Excalibur. Now I build Excalibur by focusing on health and shields if I had the ability, because I haven't found a shield mod yet, to be honest. It's really weird, and movement. So I have Slash Dash with 1 rank. I have Fast Deflection, which will, excuse me, recharge my shield a lot faster. And this is only a placeholder until I find an actual mod that increases my shields by Vitality, which increases my health by 150%. And of course, I'll probably be leaving that there actually, because there's also a way I can use to get armor as a mod, but I don't think I'll be going for that. I think I'll just keep it as shields and health. And the last one will be Rush. And I toss this in over Super Jump because it's just not my biggest favorite mod that I have. And of course, Mobility is very good for a melee character to have. Alright, so let's get out of here. And I'll talk about weapons. Now, weapons are pretty simple. You have your rifle, pistol, melee. Sorry, main hand, secondary, and your melee. As far as guns go, it doesn't really matter as what your Excalibur has. Just kind of stick with what you want. You just need a gun that is mid to long range. So keep a rifle on hand or some sort like that. I kind of focus on damage only, or any kind of things like a thrown rifle, because I don't really care about the beginning rifle at all. Anyways, Serration is probably the best bet, plus a speed trigger, so you can have a fast firing rate plus the damage. And as far as the pistol goes, I don't really put anything on it. I just put heated charge and whatever else I can find. What does matter, however, is the melee, and melee is a big deal because this is where your Slash Dash derives its damage from. Of course, you can put Pressure Point onto the sword, which will increase your melee damage, or Sundering Strike, which increases your armor piercing damage, or you can put Staggering Force on. However, I would recommend getting a Charge Up mod, which increases the charge up damage of your weapon or your melee weapon, and increases it by percentage, which is really strong, because a lot of Excaliburs will tend to use the Charge Up sword move over anything else. And that move is already strong to begin with, so tossing that on here will be a little bit strong if you combine it with Pressure Point, for example. Staggering Force and Sundering Strike are optional. A lot of people like using Molten Impact or North Wind and Shocking Touch, kind of adding those elements to their attacks. But I personally would go for charge up percentage over these mods. That's only a personal opinion. Anyways, hopefully this overview of the Excalibur was helpful to you guys. It's probably my only Warframe I've played, to be honest. But hopefully, I have kind of added some insight onto this Warframe and let you guys know that he's not exactly a starting. So he's not meant to be only a starting kind of Warframe class. He could be a good end game class, and he's really fun in my opinion, because he has high mobility and he's quite strong on melee. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and have a good day.